Meeting to order. Worthington City Council regular meeting, 5:30 p.m. Monday, November 24th, 2025, City Hall Council Chambers. If I could have everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everybody. On our agenda, we do have some additions. F4 and F5. F4 is approval for joinder agreement for long-term disability insurance. F5 is approval of joinder agreement for group term life insurance.
Move to close the agenda with the additions.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Onto the agenda, we've got City Council meeting minutes of November 10th, 2025. LEC Joint Powers Board meeting minutes of November 12th, 2025. Planning Commission meeting minutes of October 7th, 2025. Heron Lake Watershed Board of Directors meeting minutes of October 15th, 2025. Public Arts Commission meeting minutes of October 14th, 2025. Okabena Ochita Bella Clean Water Partnership Joint Powers Board meeting minutes of December 19th, 2024. Municipal liquor income statement for the period of January 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2025. Olson Park statement and revenue and expenditures, budget and actual for the period of January 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2025. Woodhouse statement of revenues and expenditures, budget and actual for the period of January 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2025. Applications to conduct off-site gambling, Worthington Hockey Association Incorporated, and bills payable.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Public safety.
Mayor and Council, I'd like to introduce Tate Gall, the newest member of our WPD team.
Okay.
Tate grew up in Worthington and has been a part of our law enforcement family for many years since his dad, Tim, who is present tonight, was a Worthington police officer for over 3 decades. Tate graduated from the Worthington High School in 2021. He later attended Minnesota West and then earned a football scholarship at SMSU in Marshall, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in Justice Administration in 2025. Tate started with WPD in August and is currently working full-time shifts for the department. Tonight, Officer Gall will take his officer oath and will be officially welcomed to the Worthington Police Department.
I take Gall.
I take oath.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Minnesota,
and the state of Minnesota
and faithfully
faithfully
and to the best of my ability
and to the best of my ability
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of a police officer
of a police
for
officer
the police department
police department
and for the city of Worthington
and for the city of Worthington
during my years of employment.
during my continuance of employment.
So help me God.
Following that. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Are you gonna come this way? Congratulations.
Thank you. Very much. Thank you. Thank you.
My second item is the Early Risers Kiwanis members generously donated $150 to the Worthington Police Department as a contribution to the DARE program. The funds will be used to purchase supplies related to the DARE programming. Council action is requested to adopt a resolution shown in Exhibit 1 accepting the $150 donation.
Move to approve with a thank you to Early Risers Kiwanis.
Okay, motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Third case item, Worthington Police Department Detective Position Guidelines were reviewed and updated. Assignment details, job requirements, and other minor details were added, removed, or adjusted within the position guidelines for clarification and consistency. Exhibit 2 is a red line copy of the Detective Position Guidelines, which notes the proposed changes. Exhibit 3 is a copy of the proposed updated position guidelines for detective. Staff recommends approval of the updated position guidelines.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Number 4 is the Worthington Police Department Drug and General Investigator Position Guidelines were reviewed and updated. Assignment details, job requirements, and other minor details were added, removed, or adjusted within the position guidelines for clarification and consistency. Exhibit 4 is a red line copy of the Drug and General Investigator Guidelines, which notes the proposed changes. Exhibit 5 is a copy of the proposed updated position guidelines for Drug and General Investigator. Staff recommends approval of the updated guidelines.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Number 5, since 2000, the City of Worthington and ISD 518 have authorized school resource officer participation during the school year. A memorandum of understanding and a written agreement were authorized by the city and ISD 518 in October 2000, and the agreement, along with the amended versions, have been in operation since that time. Updated versions of the MOU and agreement prepared in accordance with the new statutory requirements have been prepared and are shown as Exhibits 6 and 7. The MOU and agreement have been reviewed and signed by School District 518 representatives. Staff recommends approval of the SRO MOU and agreement.
Does this address issues that had come up in recent years pertaining to the role of SRO in the school?
Yeah, there were many changes that were bounced around. Initially, they wanted to have a completely separate use of force standard for SROs. Much of that was moved past, and it was determined that it would remain one standard for use of force. So some of that is covered in the statute. The statute also covers essentially what we have in the agreement. We were somewhat ahead of the curve on the agreement we had in place, so the changes that we had to make were pretty minor to make it acceptable.
Thank you.
Mike?
I think on so many levels, this is a great partnership between the city and the school district. I was reading in there are 2 resource officers in the assigned.
Correct.
Do they rotate amongst the buildings during the day? Or
Yeah,
how does that work?
so we've had 2 for a couple of years now, and one officer is assigned to the intermediate school in the middle school, the other is assigned to the ALC in the high school, and then they also spend time at Prairie. DARE is taught at the intermediate school and also at St. Mary's, and they do a great job of spending their time within each and every school within the district.
I think this is money well spent. Connected with the youth.
I can tell you from going amongst the various schools, just by chance, I see them quite often in all the buildings. So it's nice to see them around.
A lot of good interaction, absolutely, yeah. Get to serve them up lunch anyways, right?
Yes.
And they do more than serve lunch.
Yeah, that's so. That's so.
I make a motion to approve the MOU.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. We'd like to have family picture time, back up here, back room, under the City of Worthington, if you're interested in some pictures.
Proposed ordinance relating to stormwater utility rates. This is the date and time for the second reading. A complete copy of the ordinance was provided in the November 10th, 2025 council agenda. Council action is requested to give a second reading to the proposed ordinance.
Move second reading.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
All right, next item, transfer of excess funds from Worthington Public Utilities to the City of Worthington's General Fund. Section 6.5 labeled utility funds of the City of Worthington Charter and the Water and Light Commission bylaws states, any amount in any such utility fund in excess of the amount required for its purpose may be transferred to the general fund of the city upon joint resolution of the commission and the city council. Council is requested to discuss forwarding a request to Water and Light Commission for transfer of funds and the amount of such transfer request.
Mike.
Everyone knows, the existing ice arena, we're living on borrowed time with that. We've talked about a solution for a long time. And I really think this is probably the closest we've ever been to coming to a solution. But at this point in the process, we need to know a budget number. We have for it. You've seen in front of you tonight, some draft pictures and plans and things like that. But for us to move forward, we need to have a budget number that we can work with. So far the city is in for $5 million, school's in for $5 million. These are both tax levy dollars. I, for one, am not willing to step over the line on the tax levy dollars. So we believe with times that this is a common sense solution from what we looked at. A renovation of the existing arena and a new arena beside it. This is economic development because, kids come to town to use it. There are other uses besides the ice. There's hockey tournaments. There's all kinds of things. And, we're even talking the possibility of one of the rooms can have turf in it for indoor soccer. And so, but at this point, what we need is a number to work with. And I believe we need at least a minimum of $3 million for public utilities. And at this point, without the contribution, I just don't see a path forward. So, what I have to say on the ice arena.
Need a motion for this?
Yes. Yes.
We asked for $3 million from the Worthington Public Utilities to help fund the ice arena.
Second that motion.
We have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion?
Any further discussion?
Never. Motion and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Next item of business is to approve a resolution adopting Minnesota paid leave policy for equivalent plan. The state legislature approved paid leave during the 2023 legislative session. It was signed into law by Governor Walz. Paid leave takes effect on January 1st, 2026. Employers have the option of providing paid leave through an approved equivalent plan rather than through the state of Minnesota. Equivalent plans shall provide time off, payments, and job protections that are equal to or greater than those offered under the Minnesota paid leave. City of Worthington is providing paid leave through Alera, our designated insurance carrier for paid leave benefit consideration. Council is requested to approve the paid leave policy and pass the resolution included in Exhibit 2.
Move to approve the resolution.
And second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
All right, next item is approval of a joiner agreement for long-term disability insurance. City of Worthington has applied for participation in National Insurance Services of Wisconsin Insurance Trust for group long-term disability insurance benefits under a master group policy underwritten by Madison National Life Insurance Company. As in the past, City pays the entire premium, and all eligible employees, those that work a minimum of 30 hours per week, are covered under this policy. The policy has long-term disability percentage of 66.67% of the employee's gross monthly wages with a maximum monthly benefit of $9,500. Council is requested to approve the joiner agreement included as in the exhibit and authorize execution by the mayor and clerk.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
All right, my final item is approval of a joiner agreement for group term life insurance. The city has applied for participation in the National Insurance Services of Wisconsin Insurance Trust for group term life insurance underwritten by Madison National Life Insurance Company. As in the past, the city pays the entire premium, and all eligible employees are covered under this policy. Policy has a guaranteed issue of $25,000 until the employee reaches age 65, at which time reductions begin to take place. Policy includes spouse and dependent child coverage of $2,000. Council is requested to approve the joiner agreement included as the exhibit and authorize execution by the mayor and clerk.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. On to engineering.
Good evening, everybody. My first item is to approve plans for stormwater lift station and authorize advertisement for bid. The stormwater lift station building has deteriorated with no access for future motor replacement and an outdated electrical system that cannot support larger scale pumps for future upgrades. City staff has prepared plans and specifications for the stormwater lift station rehabilitation project. This project was presented and approved as part of the 2025 Capital Improvement Plan. Staff recommends that the council approve the plan and specification shown in Exhibit 1 and authorize an advertisement for bid to be received on December 17, 2025 at 2 p.m. and considered for award at the December 22nd, 2025 City Council meeting.
Mike.
Where's this lift station now?
Tower and 10th where the softball fields are.
So this would be the lift station that people would know to
Yeah. It's that masonry block building right in the left field corner of the south softball field. Yeah. Right next to the street.
The building looks like a little tough shape. I'd make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
My second item is approved task order number 36, actually, not 34. with Bolton and Menck to approve engineering service for planning grants for stormwater, wastewater, and community resilience. Council is requested to approve task order number 36 as presented in Exhibit 2 with Bolton and Menck Inc. for professional engineering services to assist with the city's applications for planning grants related to stormwater, wastewater, and community resilience. This work includes collecting and organizing the necessary information to complete the grant application. The task order amount is not to exceed $5,000. Over the past several years, the engineering department and Worthington Public Utilities have invested significant time and resources into developing accurate, precise, and detailed GIS-based utility information. Additional field data collection is planned over the next 3 to 5 years to further expand and refine this data set. As part of the grant application, the city anticipates requesting approximately $200,000 to support the continued utility data collection effort. The MnDOT planning grant requires a 10% city match. MnDOT is offering grant opportunities of up to $1.6 million for the project of this nature. This initiative aligns well with the grant criteria, and staff intends to pursue the funding opportunity. Completion of this project will result in a more comprehensive utility data set, improving future design process, enhancing the city's ability to respond quickly to stormwater events, and supporting long-term cost efficiency. Staff recommends that the council approve task order number 36 with Bolton and Menck Inc. not to exceed $5,000 to assist with the grant application process.
Amy?
What is the city gonna ask for the 1.6 million? It says up to 1.6
Yeah,
million. What are
the
you
funding
gonna
is
ask for?
available up to 1.6, but we're asking $200,000.
Okay. And how far approximately, I remember when you started this project, how far are you along on this project?
We basically have all the data from the surface level, which means like we shot the manholes and we basically connected dots from manholes to manholes. But this project with this grant, we're hoping to take the manhole lid off and then actually take the shot in the manhole so we know the condition of the manhole, an actual depth of the pipe and size. So it'll be a lot more detailed and accurate in the system.
And I assume as you do street projects, you're adding to it as well, yeah.
Every time we dig up, we find something, or even water project or sewer project, we actually go shoot everything and implement it into the system. So we've been updating every project basically.
So how does this help you move forward in identifying problem areas?
So this, after we collect all the data, actually we can check where how the water flows, what the size is, so it actually helps the design of it. So instead of we guessing where the pipe is, what the size of the pipe is, and if we have to replace the manhole or not, we have the data set in the computer right there. So we can quickly add or subtract whatever we need to in the construction plan.
This also helps with those of us in the office. We can get all the detailed information right on our desktops. Plus, take a tablet or a phone out in the field, and the folks in the field can get that real-time information and map it to know exactly where. Our goal is to have all of our utilities fully mapped electronically.
So this help you in a major rain event with water, you can tell where it's going?
We do have previous history collection of stormwater sizes and condition of pipes, but every time we start designing more in details, we find out that a lot of data are incorrect. So either way, we have to go out and check and everything, and that alone takes about 2 to 4 weeks, depends on the size of the project. Now this one, actually, we're gonna pop the manhole and check everything and update old data set, so it'll be a lot more accurate.
Save you time to where you would have to do that
Right.
otherwise if for repairs or replacement anyways.
So right now, we don't even know if that's correct or not, so we're just going out there and check either way. So basically, all the data we have is not that useful, since we know we have to go out there and check. We have no reliable history of where this data came from.
Motion to approve task order 36. Open.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Thank you. Community development.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My one item here is authorization to sign a petition for the vacation of one block of Tower Street as part of the planned improvements to Centennial Park and the school district's planned softball field. Tower Street between Clary and 11th Avenue is planned to be removed and the space used for parking, concessions, restrooms, and to allow connectivity between the school site and Centennial Park. In order to close and remove this section of roadway, the right-of-way must be vacated. In order to comply with city charter requirements, the city must initiate a petition to begin this process. A petition must be signed by more than 50% of property owners abutting the portion of road to be vacated, and more than 50% of property owners within 300 feet of the ends of the portion to be vacated. Council has asked to authorize the mayor to sign the petition on behalf of the city as a property owner, shown in Exhibit 1. So this is essentially step one in a longer process. Once the petition's all complete and we get all the necessary signatures, our goal is to have a public hearing and a first reading of the ordinance to vacate that portion of roadway at the second meeting in December. And then you'll have 3 readings, and then once that's completed, the roadway will still be open. We're moving towards, we'll be still the property owner there, and we'll just have a roadway over that property until it is eventually removed, but this will turn into essentially a standard property, not dedicated public right of way.
Mike.
So on this whole project, when do you propose to vacate it and turn it into park property, restrooms and things like that?
Yeah, that's pretty far along in the process. Steve, I think you're looking to bid the restroom.
This includes 3 separate projects that will be ongoing at about the same time. We have the restroom concession building, the city's project with the vacating the street and turning that into parking areas, and then the school district will have their ball field project all going on. All of them are scheduled for construction this coming season in 2026 and be ready for play by 2027.
Does this affect quite a few residents as far as signature-wise, or?
Our attorney, after going through them, says we need to get 1 signature from one of the property owners. There's like 5 houses within the 2 ends, so we'll work on getting that done in the next few weeks and be ready to go with this.
Well, that can be a gigantic.
Fortunately, we don't have a lot of residents living on Tower for that section anyways.
Yeah, and there will be a public hearing, and we'll advertise that too and make sure people are aware of what we're proposing.
I move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Okay, on to committee reports. I just have a little bit. Chris and I attended the Coalition for Greater Minnesota Cities up in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, talking about legislative issues that are coming up in March for Legislative Action Day anyways. So we work with Flaherty and Hood, part of the coalition anyways. So have to save our LGA grants, and I know they're trying to change some of the infrastructure or how we do our zoning and stuff like that. So we just or something like that. Just we're already doing the practices. They probably have more issues with the around the metro area and stuff, but we'll have another meeting or 2 before March anyways to see what kind of language they're going to use anyways, but they're definitely on board for what we're doing down here, Greater Minnesota. That's all I got.
No report.
I attended the Public Arts Commission, and
if there's any grant writers that are interested in volunteering their services, potential grants that would be welcomed, call Gail Honka. She would be very interested in that. And just attended the CVB Marketing Committee and then the Joint Powers Committee or Board for Okabena Ochita Bella Watershed. So they'll be happy to hear about the lift station project. And we're looking to potentially meet as council with that board to get shared understanding.
Yeah, future of the lake. And, that's our responsibility in the city. So.
That's it.
HR, November HR meeting. If you recall, the HRA purchased 2 houses that were in disrepair. We did award the rehab project for 1203 April. It went to Doug Now, the low bidder. The demo should start in the next week or so. And the anticipated completion date for that rehab is May 31st, 2026, except for maybe the concrete work that might need to be done. So we're moving along, so that's kind of excited to get that project going, get that house back on the market. We set the 2026 flat rent for public housing and the 2026 payment standards and utility allowances for the Section 8 program. Then Sicily and Grand Duplex is very near completion. All we're waiting on now is a cabinet delivery and install, so that should be up and be rented, ready to rent before the end of the year. And I understand they're both ready. So, and then we also put out a request for qualifications for architectural and engineering services for the new office renovation. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks. Chris?
Just a reminder, there's Thursday is Thanksgiving, and Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, is another city designated holiday, so city offices will be closed on Thursday and Friday this week.
Motion is seconded to adjourn. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, please sign. Motion carried.